July 19, 2019 at 23:32. Lane on the first floor of Changfeng Crystal Tower, Mingzhu South Road, Zhuhai. 2 bottles of beer on the roadside stall. Half a portion of pork head meat, 1 dish of free peanut rice. At this time, I have a remaining 50 Macau dollars. The 4 bank cards total about 17 renminbi and 90 cents. 1 hour ago. Zhuhai Gongbei Port, numb soul supports tired body. Zhuhai Mingzhu South Road Changfeng Crystal Seat, I collapsed on the back seat and spit out a few words. There is the only place I know that I can do without paying a deposit, and it is cheap, so I can barely accommodate it. 3 hours ago. Galaxy Diamond Lobby, the last chip was taken away by the dealer expressionlessly, and I sat here. No soul. No hope. Only the walking dead body is left. 11 hours ago. Galaxy, the last 7,000 Hong Kong dollars were taken out by the ATM. I just hope to win back my confidence and get a free room in Galaxy for 1 night, and continue my hope. 13 hours ago. Food MGM, brother Ma, you didn't play yesterday, people look at your points, but the room is not renewed today. Look, I will refund the room later and get some points. I will see your points later. If possible, I will renew your room. Can I? The polite and official voice from the public relations came from the phone. Yes, I will check out later. Hang up the phone silently, take a shower, dress and check out. 24 hours ago. Faith, the lonely back of heaven and earth, silently walking towards MGM across the road. At 8 o'clock in the evening, I got out of seclusion with my passport and immediately entered seclusion with my passport. I washed it again after 2 hours. This is me, a stranger who has entered his 40s, a 24-hour experience. I don't remember how many times this is the first time I have entered Macau in 2 years. From the initial success to the later return of a miserable life, I don't remember how many times it was to wash it off. But I know, this may be my last time. This place made me lose my connections, lose my trust, scatter my property, and ruin my family. The body has nothing but debts and memories. Various crises should break out immediately. Macau is a paradise, only for a limited time, because it is a paradise for rich people and a paradise for winning money. Macau is hell, a hell of a fallen person. Money is dignity, and people without money are cheaper than dogs. No money, no toilet in the casino is qualified to sleep soundly. Macau is a city of desire. The proverbs here are intrigues, 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 money and beauty, and in primitive hormones. Macau is a city of routines. For 8 years, exchange Hong Kong dollars to get a loan, endless routines are waiting for you. Macau is a city of desire, where you can see the greed of human nature and the desire without end. Macau is a city of hope, just like Macau has existed for life, for gamblers, it is hope. Macau is a tourist city, but how many people travel back and forth dozens of times a year? Their track is only 2 points and 1 line in the casino room. Where is the March 8th? Have you been there? Do you know that the Macau Tower is the #1 bungee jump in Asia? Have you ever admired the Sky Water Performance water dance room, which was created by MGM in a large amount of money? Have you ever experienced the characteristics of the tourist tower? Black Sand Beach, have you walked through? There are opportunities everywhere in Macau. As long as you are willing to endure hardships, everyone can get money. Macau is the world's largest mental hospital. No matter how noble your identity, how profound your knowledge, how rich your financial resources, you can't overcome your greed in a casino without the concept of time and abundant oxygen. While blowing the top, you are confused about your mind and spirit, and you are exhausted. You are forgot about time, you are forgot about hunger, you are forgot about family, you are forgot about friendship, you are forgot about career. How can you return to normal if you don't leave Macau? The wind blew the water, and Jingke played the piano with tragic heroism. He did not think about the way home, just like me. The first game in Macau failed, and he became a man, just like Jingke, exhaling into a white rainbow, and he didn't want to return. How is the game in Macau easier than Jingke assassinating Qin? I am lucky than Jingke. He did not leave Qin. For the first time, I escaped and left Macau. I am also unfortunate than him. It was this time that I retreated by chance that I have never recovered today. But after I finished eating the last grain of rice in the fast food box, Xiao Chen on the opposite side said leisurely, "You can get out of seclusion, you will only lose your mind in Macau, don't stay here." I didn't look up and coldly resisted his proposal. This is a scene in the MGM suite on July 19, 2019 at 1 a.m. 1 hour ago. Fortunately, the Emperor of Heaven watched the last 5,000 chips being taken away by the dealer. Take out your phone and send a WeChat message to Xiao Chen. Come and have a delicious meal, I will treat you to a meal, and the points card is still more than 200, enough for you to eat. At this time, I have 217 points in my MGM point card, and I can order food. There is also a MGM 100 shopping voucher in my bag, and I can order food. This is all my home now. I think at this moment someone can talk to me. In Macau, only Xiao Chen can come this time. Xiao Chen quickly replied, I'm in the galaxy, then wait for me for a while, and come here for about an hour. MGM room, tear open the can of beer and drink it all. Take out your cell phone and reply to Xiao Chen with 5,203 numbers. MGM is also teasing me, and she confessed to a woman in the room. The second can of beer was finished, but he hadn't arrived yet, and MGM's beer was hard to drink. The jar is printed with the MGM logo. The advantage is that you don't need to pay a deposit in the room, and all drinks are free. Unlike other hotels, a bottle of beer costs 60 Hong Kong dollars. I recalled the platform where I met Xiao Chen. It should be one day in May or June this year, when I came out of the Venetian. The wind was very bad that day, and the Venetians dared not fight, so they walked to MGM. I found a platform for 100 companies and exchanged them for 20,000 Hong Kong dollars. I prepared to make a small bet to get some confidence. MGM is not as noisy as the Venetians. As a symbol of Macau's tourism, the Venetians are a must-visit place for tourists. Venetians during the day are a vegetable market. MGM is relatively quiet. This 1,000 table. This time I only made a gray-haired uncle. It seems that there are 64 buildings, and I have a shirt trim, half in my pants and half hanging outside. A bargaining chip on the desktop is 15,600. He supported his chin and stared at the display screen with concentration, thinking hard. He glanced at the side of the signs, opened 7 signs, and 2 piles and one after another, he turned 4 buildings. I play by Jiajia and like to watch Zhu Ponlu. There is one biggest disadvantage. I don't believe that Zhu Ponlu will start to appear. Like this one, I don't believe there will be 4 piles of blocks. 3,000 chips were lowered to the strings, and the gray-haired uncle looked at me and silently placed 1,000 on the farm. At the end of the betting was a middle-aged woman in her 40s who programmed to draw 2 cards in front of the dealer and pushed me the idle cards. Just open it, don't watch it. At this time, I was killed in the Venetians so much that I no longer had the courage to open the cards by myself. Tell the dealer and open it directly. The dealer took back the small sign symbolizing the reader's cards. Immediately, I opened my hand and opened it out, and at 7 o'clock, I felt half relieved. I still have a bet. It doesn't matter how many wins and losses of the 3,000, but this first game is about confidence, not a simple win or loss. I need to regain my confidence in the 3,000 questions. The dealer pushed the 2 dealer cards to the gray-haired uncle. At this time, the uncle seemed to have become a different person, from his previous listlessness to his energetic moment when his hands touched poker, his waist straightened and his eyes lit up. He first squinted the cards a little bit, looked at the short sides of the 2 cards, then came across, slowly starting from the long sides of 1 card. The whole process was unusually long, and he muttered something in his mouth. After reading one, I flattened the traces of poker being lifted by him, and looked at the second one again, and the long side. The process of watching cards lasted for a minute, and my heart also fluctuated with his movements of watching cards. After finally finishing reading the cards, I handed them to the dealer. When I saw poker showing my true appearance, my nose was almost irritated. 1 was 7, 1 was 5, and 2 points were added up. I don't know whether to laugh or scold me at this moment. 2 sides are matched with 3 sides, as for 1 minute to watch? Scold. The dealer took out a card from the pile and handed it to him, and smiled at me helplessly. Maybe he has seen many such people. Uncle Wabai lowered his head again, slowly looked from the short side bit by bit, and made a blowing move in his mouth. At this time, I had a premonition that he was holding a 3-sided, which was 678. One of them could blow off the middle point, and 6 or 7 could win. As expected, when the poker was ravaged by him, the cards were turned out, and 1 card was 6, and he won. The dealer took away my chips and paid him 1,000. Some people may ask, can you remember such details and small actions clearly? Admittedly, gamblers may remember the process of winning every time, the glory of winning money, and rarely remember the process of losing money. The reason I can remember it very clearly is because I foresee this uncle, one of the few people who can match the 2 sides to watch for more than 1 minute. Some people bet until the late stage, and may have the last bet. Even if the opponent is open 9 o'clock, they will hold the 2 flower cards in their hands for a long time, because this is his last bet. If he opens the card, he will also it means there is no chance to turn over, and the chips will no longer belong to him. This is the various gamblers. Is this a pile going to be pulled down? Next, without hesitation, you drive the pile first. The uncle of Huapai still couldn't stop. 1. Drive the pile first. The dealer opens the card. I still chose not to read the cards, and I was afraid of the flower card Uncle Moji, so I told the dealer to flip the cards directly. The Huapai uncle looked at me, full of resentment, as if saying, if you don't look, let me see. I glanced at him, let me see, I can even get my heart disease. The dealer opened the card, and at the same time, I heard a little sound coming from behind. As I wish, the dealer turned out 5 and 6, and added up a little. This village shot without any suspense. Looking back and hugged with a thankful smile, a girl smiled at me. She looks pretty, nearly 1.7 meters tall, has long clean hair, very thin figure, and has a bit of a southern girl's look. She is wearing a pair of denim shorts and her legs are straight and white. He held a few chips of 1,500 in his hand. To be honest, I have no immunity to girls with long, straight legs and white skin. These 2 points can cover up a few shortcomings in appearance and figure. The girl pulled open the chair and sat down. I'm late, otherwise this one could win more than 500 yuan. Mandarin with an Anhui accent is similar to what I guess. She is really a little beauty from Jiangnan. This is 1,000 units. How can you win an extra 500 yuan? Isn't this lucky 6? I quipped with him while retracting the chips. She looked at me, flashed her eyes and said, I'll win 500 if I'll win 500 yuan? I'll lose so much, so I dare not give up. You are really not a fan. Then, will you keep my string? As I said that, I put 14,000 chips on the string. Chang Zhuang, are you playing the string? She hesitated, holding 500 chips and making a move. Then I'll just hold on, you can see the cards yourself. I feel that the dealer is worried about watching the cards. It seemed as if I had made a great decision to put 500 chips on my string. Okay, then I'll see it myself. In fact, no matter how you look at the cards, the result is destined at the moment of cutting. Uncle Huabai is still 1,000. At 5 o'clock, the dealer, Uncle Huabai, was wrong for a long time, and it was also 5 o'clock when 7 or 8. Before he handed me the dealer card, he started shouting, both sides. I pretended to be angry and patted his hand. What do you want to do on both sides? I will win in the white world. Only then did he realize that his fingers were slender, and it would be a pity not to play the piano. At this time, I was still very relaxed. When the leisure shop was 5 o'clock, the idle player still had a great advantage in replacing cards. Come 123, you will win directly. The dealer has no chance to make up for cards, so you can make up for 49 points, and you will definitely get it. If you make up for the common and 8 and 9, you will lose directly. If you make up for the 56, the dealer still needs to make up for cards, and little by little in your hand. I like to watch cards from the long side, just like slowly uncovering the beautiful veil of a shy girl, lifting it up little by little. He really made it right. Or it was the beautiful Shishir. Or it was an ugly mother. You're really good at talking. It's really a blow to you on both sides. Which woman can't blow? Then go find a piece of tofu and kill it. I said to him jokingly. As I turned around, I fainted a little from the short whip. He lowered his head and came over. Exhale. I could feel the breath coming out, touching my hands that were opening the card. In my opinion, playing the card top is just a kind of psychological comfort. If you can really blow the top of the card, then Macau should go bankrupt. I'm actually very nervous. It's not that I've made a big bet. Instead, I don't want to lose his 500 yuan. It's ridiculous to think about it now. There have been rapes since ancient times. Those who are not forced are voluntary. How can I feel guilty? That was what I thought in my heart at that time. Maybe it was my aura with his family that interfered with the sorting. With a little bit of movement, Shishir lifted her beautiful veil. Red peach 4, line 9 points. This time Uncle Huabai was very happy. No dizziness. Posted directly to Zhang Air. We won. Take back the chips you have with the official accompanying you. Have a long breath of relief. This card is more intense and exciting than the one I played in the Venetian in the afternoon. His trust. How can I let it go? I took 2,000 chips. Blow it to him. After the chair reward. I won't read the cards anymore. It's up to you to blow it. He smiled and covered his mouth with Sister Guan with a serious smile. Even Uncle Huabai seemed to have forgotten the winner and lost, and he smiled while clearing the chips. and his face flushed. He lowered his head and shyly fiddled with the chips in his hand. From then on, I basically chose the cards. What did he follow? Even when you can place a bet alone. He also lays on me. It's like a storm. 10,000, 20,000, 3,000. Passed 3 levels in a row. Unconsciously, I have 300,000 chips in my hand. He also had nearly 30,000 chips. Although I didn't get back what I lost in the Venetian. But I was content. There is a beautiful woman with you now. No desire to fight. After drinking the 3rd can of beer, the doorbell rang. The meeting ends. He was so handsome that he stood at the door with 2 one-shoulder bags in his arms. He is Xiao Chen. A young man wandering in Macau.